Hi, all. In this video, you'll see how to create the table, how to insert the data, how to select the data. So, last video we explained, right? If you see, this is a simple data with respect to the student. Okay, the same data with the same structure. Okay, we will create as a table in the Snowflake. Okay, now before that, let's yeah, I'm creating new worksheet. Okay, so how I can create a new worksheet? If I drop down, if you click this drop down button, so see SQL worksheet, Python worksheet. If you are writing Python like Snowpark related code, you have to choose Python worksheet. Now we are choosing SQL worksheet. Okay, you can click like this, or else you can click directly plus symbol. The default one it will create as a create SQL worksheet. Okay, both way we can do. So select this one, create worksheet. Then how it is giving, right? Name is like date and timestamp. Okay, date and time. See, it is if you want to rename it, just rename it accordingly. So which one like DDL, as part of DDL we are going to learn create, insert and select. Okay, so as part of DDL and create is DDL command, insert is DML. Okay, and select is DRL command. Okay, with that I'm creating. Now see, DDL is create statement. DDL means data definition language. DML means data manipulation language. DRL means select. Okay. So from each, okay, one statement we are learning. Okay. Let's create. Okay. So before creating this table to insert this data, right? To create the table, what we can do? Let's create one database. Okay. Why we need database means see here already we have two databases. These are by default Snowflake gave. These are saved databases by the Snowflake to practice. Okay, we can use this one. Okay, now we are learning, right, how to create database, how to create table, how to create database, how to create schema. Okay, now here we are not, here we cannot create our own object. Why? Because these are shared database. Okay, now what we can do, this is like student related information, right? So directly we cannot create table. Directly we cannot create table. First we have to create database, then we have to schema, then within the schema we have to create any objects like tables, views, or whatever objects you want to create. Okay, now I'm going to create one database. Create, replace database. Okay, I'm just creating students database or a school database. Okay, school database. Okay, I'm just creating. Okay, within the see, now the moment I create this database, see public schemas, it's selected. Let's go and check. Just replace it left hand side. Now we can see the school database is there. Just expand it. Now see, by default we got two schemas. One is public, one is information schema. Means information schema means it contains all objects information which we are going to create under this database. Okay, objects means I'm going to create one table. The table actual metadata information will contain here. Okay, if you go here, if you go to see default views available, see where my information available. See here database we created, right? Okay, and tables which we are going to create. Okay, those information will be available here. Okay, so whatever you create objects under this database, okay, all information available in the views, okay, under the information schema. Okay, now public is by default schema we will get. So we are not going to use this public schema. Why? Because any object we are going to create in the public schema means can be accessible by everyone as this is public. Okay, now we don't want create any object under the public schema. Then create our own schema, create or replace, where we are going to create our schema under this data, right? So select this database. Always use fully coupled. I will explain what is fully coupled. Under this database, I want to create schema. The schema like admin schema. Okay, like school admin. Okay. Now, see, admin schema selected automatically. The moment we create any object, uh, the moment we create like database schema, right? So this is context is selected automatically. This is nothing but context. Context set automatically. The moment we create database under schema. That's right. So the moment I create school database, the context was set right, but with public schema. Now again, I created my schema, school admin, it is selected automatically. Means context set automatically. If you want to create our own, if you want to set our own context, right, like different database, different schema, we can set it. We can go and we can change accordingly. Okay, manually. Now my see here, just refresh it. My database is ready. My schema also ready under school admin. Okay. Now in this database, in this schema, let's create our table. What is this table? Okay. Now I'm taking the structure. Same structure I'm taking. Same structure I'm taking. Okay. Let's create. So these are the headers. Headers in the sense normally in Excel we can maintain one header under where keep the all the rows, right? Now what we have to do in the database we cannot do like that, right? First we need to create the structure. Okay, how we can create the structure? Using the create as part of ddla, data definition language. Means whenever we are creating definition, okay, we have to use, okay, commands from the data definition language. Okay, now we are creating one object that is table, right? We can use create command. Okay, now I'm creating create replace, create or replace table. My table name is student details. Student details. I'm just opening brackets. Okay. Now, if you don't know syntax, right? Okay. We need to follow syntax. Okay. But syntax should be same. Okay. So here, see, this is a create syntax, right? We need to follow as it. Why? Because if we follow syntax only, this snowflake can understand. Okay. Otherwise, it will give error. Okay. These things, right? We need to remember. Okay. This whatever the syntax is, right? Whenever I say syntax means you should remember, not required to by heart. The moment you keep on practicing, things will come automatically. Okay. Now create or replace table, table name. Now you have to open the brackets. I'm ending with semicolon in the first column. This is student ID. Okay. Now student ID. Student first name. Okay. Let's copy paste it all. the problem. This is each column should be separated by comma as per syntax. Okay. Student last name, date of birth, email, phone number, and class and student gender. Okay. These are the columns. Okay. Now it's not enough only giving the column. Here see in Excel, we specified just column headers, right? Column names means headers. We didn't specify any data type. Data type means what kind of data I'm storing. Means in this column only numbers I'm going to store. In this column I'm going to store only text. Okay, we are not specifying here. In this column only dates I'm going to store. But we stored only dates only. But we didn't tell anywhere. Okay, but the same column, right? If I take same record, just copy pasting, I can do here something. I'm just I'm just randomly texting. Here I'm just randomly. Here I'm not getting any error. Whatever I want, I'm storing it. It didn't make sense. It's not making sense. It doesn't matter. It is just taking. Okay. So to avoid these mistakes, right? To avoid this uh, data, right? This is there is no meaning for this data, right? The moment enter, okay, but still it is taking, okay. So to avoid that one, right? The moment you're creating the data uh, database, okay, table structure, okay, what we have to do? We have to specify, okay, data type also, okay. We have to specify data type also. What kind of data we are going to store in particular column, okay. Now I'm just giving student ID. Ideally, always should be numbers, right? Yeah, I'm giving number. Number is a data type. Okay. Student name. Always we store as a text, right? This whatever the name, this is text, right? Characters, alphabets, right? So I have to specify varchar is a data type. Varchar means it stores text, alphabets. Okay. Student last name also varchar. Date of birth. We have to date that, right? Why? Because we have to database uh, uh, in the database, right? Okay, I'm going to tell, okay, this particular column I'm storing only dates. Okay, how I can tell? Using the date data type. Email. Email is combination of numbers and alphabets also, right? Okay, varchar. If you want to store the combination, if you want to store combination like see Supriya 1234, how we can do? Using the varchar itself. So completely text or combination of alphabets and numbers, then we can use varchar. Okay. When we go with number means only we have to store numbers, right? Then only we can go now. Okay. Now phone number. I want to store only numbers, right? Number. Okay. Now class. Okay. Varchar. Gender. Varchar. Okay. Now so I gave column names and their data types also. Data type is nothing but simply what kind of data you are going to store. Okay, I'm just selecting. See, my table is created successfully. Here, double here, this meaning is commented. Okay, it won't execute. Okay, how we can give comments means like this. Okay, just hyphen hyphen means entire line will be commented, means it won't execute. Okay. Now table is created. Like now check table structure. How it will look like. Describe table. These are the command. Means I want DSC means I can use DSC or describe. Complete statement I can use, or else I can use disc DESC. Okay. Describe table. Table name. What is my table name? This is my table name. Here, I didn't give fully qualified. Why? Because I already set my context here. This is a database, this is schema. Why we need to give means here left hand side we have so many databases. Here see three databases. In future we may create more databases, right? In real time. Okay. So we need to tell the moment we are doing anything. Okay. On which database, on which schema you are doing means on which database, on which schema you are going to create your object. Here is the table object. Here by default created here in this database in this schema. How means we already set our context. So by default it is created in this database in this schema. Okay. The better always is use database name and schema name. Okay. How? Like this. Fully qualified. Here I am describing directly with the table name. Okay. But see go and slightly changing and my context is okay. Before that execute it. See I'm getting table structure. Okay. One more time I'm changing my context here. See from school database another database anything. Some alert schema also some alerts. I'm changing my context to other database other schema. Now I'm trying to execute. See I got error. Why? I didn't give any schema, any database, any schema. Means by default assuming this student details are available under this database, this schema, but actually not available. That's why we are getting this error. Okay. Now, even though this context is different, this is different database, different schema. Okay. Now I will give fully qualified. Means school database. Okay. School admin schema. See now execute. Even the context is different. Here I gave fully qualified. I am just telling this table is available under this database, this schema. I want to describe that table. See, it is giving proper. See, always use fully qualified. Why? Because in real time you see multiple databases. Okay. Here also I should have used fully qualified, but wanted I didn't give to explain this process. Okay. Now again I'm going to change my database to school database and to school admin. Okay. Yeah. Even though you set your context perfectly, but always use database name, schema name while executing any command. Okay. Now, so here, okay. Now this is a table structure, right? So whatever the column names we provided and data types we provided, but see number 380 varchar 1C, okay, 16 MB like this. This is the length. Okay. Date number. Okay. So by default give. Okay. So by default length is 38 here. Okay. So what is the maximum size it holds? Okay. Width property it is giving here. Width property giving. See number I didn't specify, but here by default to width property that is 38. That is the length. Okay. Here where I didn't give anything here. It's taking maximum. It can store how much text in particular column. Okay. Particular value it stores means maximum 16 MB. Okay. Like that it is showing. Okay. So how we can specify our own width property? Like I want to store only 10 characters here. Okay, I want to store only four numbers only, like 1 2 3 4. I don't want to more than that. Okay, how we can do later we can see. Okay, we can try. But now, by default, with the property too, with the property means what maximum size it can hold. Okay, that can be length of the numbers or size of the text. Okay, now, so now we create a table. Now we have table. Let's try to insert some data. Okay, how we can insert the data? As part of the DML we have insert statement. As part of DML we have insert statement. We use that insert statement. Okay, in normally in Excel what we can do, directly we can go and insert the data, right? But in database it's not. Now we have this structure, the header already available, how as part of this structure. Okay, now insert the data. How we can insert the data? Insert into, we need to remember syntax. Okay, see, you need to remember syntax. Okay, so the moment you are practicing, things will come automatically. Okay, this is syntax. Now insert into, we have different syntaxes. We'll explore all. Okay, now we are starting with one method. Okay, insert into table name. This is the table name, right? I'm taking fully qualified. My table is available in this database, in this scheme. Okay, this is my table name. I want to insert data. How? Values. I'm trying to give values to each column. How many columns are there here? Okay, how many columns are there? 8 columns are there, right? Means I need to provide 8 values in the order only. Okay, why? Because I'm not giving only value to email and only value to student ID. No, now I'm giving values to all the columns. Means I'm filling all values from student ID to gender. Okay, now while inserting the data, right? So I need to give in order. Then only it will take. Otherwise, you will get, if your data type is mismatch. Okay, you will get error. Okay, so we have to follow. You have to follow order. Okay, student ID. Okay, data also we can take same data. Okay, so I'm taking this data, same data. I'm going to insert. I'm going to insert. Okay, now let me copy paste this data here. Okay, this is my data. Okay, same data I'm going to insert. First is the number, student ID is the number. Okay, the second student name, right? This is Akshara, student name. Okay, I'm just giving in single quote. See, numbers I don't want to give in the single quote, but varchar means text. Okay, we have to specify in the single quote. Okay, remember this one. Okay. Now the third one, student last name. Here I don't have any value. Okay, in Excel, see, directly we can leave it as it is. Where we don't have any data, directly we can left it, right? But in any database, not only Snowflake. Okay, how we can left out means we have multiple ways. Now I don't have any value. How I can tell to my database means list null. Null is the keyword means I don't have any value. Okay, now for which one we don't have any value? The second means student last name I don't have any value. Next is date of birth. Date of birth, see. Okay, I'm just giving data, date also in the single quote. Okay, next. Okay, so as of now, whatever the varchar and dates I'm providing in a single quote. Okay, next is email. Email also varchar, right? I'm giving in the single quote. Okay, next class, right? Which class? No. Phone number, right? Next, I have to give phone number. Come on. Each value how I'm providing with the comma separated. Okay. If that is number, I'm directly giving. If that is text something, I'm giving in a single quote. If that is date also, I'm providing in a single quote. Okay. Next class is ninth. Okay. I'm just giving ninth class. Okay. Now gender. Okay. I'm just giving. I don't have any value, so I can give, right. Yeah. Now insert the execute discover. Okay. I may get error. Let's see what error I'm going to get. Okay. Okay. Now date not recognized. This error I'm getting. Okay. So why we are getting this error is, okay. Now before correcting that error, let's see. I'm executing one command. Select this date. Okay. Select this date. Okay. Now execute it. See how date is coming in which format. First year, next month, next date, right? Year, month, date. Like this, Snowflake is giving me indirectly. Snowflake also will receive the data like this one. Here we are giving opposite way, right? First we are giving date, next month, next year. Okay. So to avoid error, I'm taking the same insert. Okay. Give in this format. First year, first year. Okay. Next month, next date. Okay, the same format, right? How is Snowflake is expecting the same format again. How we can check Snowflake only expecting this format means I'm just directly queried default uh, date function, sysdate function. I'm able to see. Okay, where this Snowflake is set in this format only one means we have parameters. Okay, we will discuss later. Now just remember Snowflake is expecting in this format only. So we give the same format. Okay. Now execute it. Now it is, see, able to see the data. Okay. Now insert the data. In Excel, what we see directly the moment you enter the data, we are able to see directly here. But in database, right? How we can check that one? Okay. We have one more command select means data retrieval language, that is select. Okay. How simply this is also syntax. Okay. Here since not mentioned the syntax. Okay. Simply select star from which table. This is a table. I'm using completely fully corporate. Okay. Remember, each statement should be ended with semicolon. Okay. Now, what is star means? Star means all columns from this table. Okay. From means from which table? Okay. Select. I want all columns. How I am specifying star. How we can select only specific columns means, yeah, we can see later. Okay, now I want all columns means star from which table. This is the table. Okay, this table where available in this database, in this scheme means school database, school admin. Okay, now select how many records we have. Only one record. See, see here I didn't provide value to last name and gender. How it is showing null means null is not a empty. Remember, null is not a empty or not a space. Okay, it is just unknown value. That's it. Okay, as database terminology. Okay, null is just a unknown value. That's it. We don't know. That's it. Okay, we'll discuss more on null related. Okay, in upcoming sessions. Okay, now remember null is, it's not like a empty. It's not like a space. Okay, null is just a unknown value. Okay, so I believe. Okay, you able to understand how to create the table. Okay, what is the data type. Okay, and how to check the structure of the table, and how to insert the record one way. Okay, and how to select the data. Okay, now I don't want all the columns. How I can select only few columns? I want only select from which table I want. Select star from. Okay, I'm just copy pasting. Okay, what are the columns I want? Student, you are able to see coming. The moment you select from the table, right? Snowflake will give what are the columns are available based on your typing, right? Like it will internally have intelligence, to give the columns. Okay, based on your uh, see, I'm just giving first. See, it is giving whatever starting with stu, right? It is showing all these columns. Okay, first name. Okay, I want only these two columns also, or else I want only phone. One more column is phone number. Like see, it is giving phone number. Okay, just execute it. I'm just completely selecting this statement. I'm just right hand side, right? I can hit this run button, or else put a cursor anywhere between the anywhere in the like statement, but and enter the control enter. Okay, both ways it will work. Okay, but if you use control enter, the statement should be ended with semicolon. Not only the statement, before statement also. Okay, otherwise it will try to take before statement also. If you don't, if you not ended any statement right above with semicolon, okay, it will take that one also. So better always each statement should be ended with semicolon while practicing. Okay, you can select completely and hit the run button on top right, or else put the cursor anywhere. Okay, if that statement is ended with semicolon, just hit control enter, it will come. Okay, now see, you are able to see three columns data only. Okay, so that is advantage. If you see in Excel, we cannot hide, right? I cannot select specific column. It is available until unless we need to hide manually. Okay, now like that we can insert the data. Okay, uh, each row one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay, how we can do? Same way using the insert statement. Okay, yeah, that's all for this video. Okay, so next video we will see. Okay, few more examples. Okay, how we can create table. Okay, with our own. Okay, with the properties. Okay, and what are the data types. Okay, uh, limitations. Okay, everything we are going to discuss. Okay, so here we discuss only one way of inserting the data, means for all the columns. Okay, now I don't want to give values to all the columns. I have few columns data only, remaining columns data I don't know. Okay, here whatever the columns data not available, we specify null, but I don't want to give null also. I want to only insert columns which I have the data. Okay, remaining Snowflake will give automatically null values. How? Okay, everything we are going to see in the next session. Okay, so not required to by heart. If you keep on practice multiple times, okay, don't copy paste from anywhere from Google or any documentation. Okay, just type it. Okay, initially it will take time, gradually it won't take much time. Okay, things will come to your mind. Okay, so how things will come is the moment you try to practice one by one. Okay, yeah, that's all for this video. Okay, we'll see next video with a few examples.